Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Unhinged Gaming, and I'm coming out with some more fresh, high-quality content. So today, I'm going to be talking about something a little different than what I generally talk about. I'm going to be going more political than I usually do. That's something that I tend to avoid because it just sparks some stuff that I wasn't really ready for yet, but I feel like it's time to start implementing some more sensitive opinions into this channel because it is something I want to get into. I want to make it a political channel, and that was part of my goal with this was, the whole idea of this is a gaming channel, but I'm still going to talk about important real-world stuff. So I'm going to be talking about today is the recent tax bill that is looking like it could very well be passed. I guess it's not really recent, but there's been some more recent uproar about it, particularly among Democrats. Basically, I'm just going to do a quick sort of recap on what it is. Now, I'm going to start this off with saying that I am definitely take a more liberal stance in most situations, so my opinions are going to reflect on that. Essentially, because there's a lot of misinformation out there and a lot of opinions flying around, just a quick sort of summary of what it means. It's something that Donald Trump is trying to get passed. I think most of us saw it coming. Essentially, it's classified as a tax cut, but it's not. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be spending less on taxes. What it means is that the more you make, the less you pay on taxes. Or the more savings you get, the bigger tax returns. Basically, it's rewarding you for being rich and punishing you for not having money. Essentially, I mean, that's what it's doing, is saying, if you're poor, then you're going to pay the most on taxes. If you're rich, then we're hardly going to charge you anything. Completely bass-ackwards from how it should be, if you ask me. So that out of the way, you can look into it. A lot of other places will really break it down by state because it's incredibly complicated, to the point of where someone in the same neighborhood having the same household income could spend a different amount on taxes than you, or get a different tax cut than you. So it's a lot more complicated than my summary, but that would be a 30-minute video all on its own, so that's just kind of the short version of it. You can look into a lot more details other places. But the thing about it that has caused a big uproar is that Congress, there were a few people in Congress, a few politicians. I don't have names, and it really doesn't matter to me who did what, because in my opinion, they're all politicians, and they all contributed. The ones that talked about it are getting particular uproar, but it's everyone was involved. So the bill was not even read by Congress, and that's kind of the thing that's going around right now, is that I know that there were a few politicians that it was going to reward them, and politicians in general tend to have more money than citizens, so obviously it is going to be beneficial to them if it's saving them money. But then they get a cut, basically, of all of this. So a lot of them didn't even read it. It was basically like, oh, I'm going to make more money off of this, so I'm not even going to read this bill or know exactly what it does. I'm just going to sign my vote on it because it is beneficial to me. And again, I think a lot of us saw this coming when Donald Trump was elected. It's pretty much like he is going to get as many laws passed as he possibly can that's going to benefit him as a businessman, not even as a president, because I don't think he plans on staying president more than a single term, because he's not going to want to clean up the mess that he makes over a 4-year period. Again, I have some strong opinions on all of this, so don't think that this is an unbiased thing. Yes, I am not a fan of Trump. I think he's a big idiot who is running our country right now, something I do not agree with. I get the toss-up that kind of happened between him and Hillary of, pick your poison, and who knows what would have happened if Hillary had been elected. That being said, some bad shit's happening now, and the fact that we're still talking about it, it seems like old news at this point, but there's still shit after fucking shit happening. And this is just really where it's coming to a head, and we all saw it coming. It's like this, everything was kind of okay, like, maybe he's not smart enough to really cause a ton of damage, but we all knew some big shit was gonna happen, and some big shit has been happening. Some big shit has been threatened to happen a lot, and then this is where it's really showing that, like, okay, there's stuff that's going to happen that is for his benefit and his benefit alone. And he made sure that there's a long line of idiots behind him, so that there's a lot there of, like, this is how everyone in the political system wants it to be right now. Obviously, who he put into office isn't everyone who's in office, but it is kind of the way that he designed it, to where it's like, my people are going to have my back, and they're going to want the same things that I want. And just in general, it's just showing, what his goals are and how that's going to affect us. And as for how it's going to affect us, like, it's going to mean that obviously poor people are going to lose money, which is not good. Obviously, they need it the most. And then the tax cut is going to lead to a lot of things, from my understanding. And this is again, there's a lot of misinformation out there. I tried to check the facts as best as I could. This is one that I could not really verify, but it seems like what I've seen is that there's a possibility that it will actually mean less services to the people who are less privileged, less welfare and assisted housing and all of that. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but that is what I heard. I was unable to verify. So there's, more there. And then in terms of the middle class, because that's likely most of who's going to be watching this video, we're going to get hit pretty hard too. Like, not nearly as hard. Again, the more you make, the less you'll be affected. Actually, the more you'll be benefited. But the middle class line is still where you're going to lose money. I'm not sure exactly where it ends, but it's basically once you're into, like, upper class is when you'll start to gain money. So middle class is still gonna feel the burn, just not nearly as bad, which is the majority. I mean, most of America is middle class, so almost everyone is going to be negatively impacted by this bill. And so what it all comes down to is make yourself heard. There's a lot of misinformation going on there right now. I've done my best to clear it up as best as I could and indicate that, you're going to be negatively affected, most likely, and you should not stand for that. So make your voice heard, show that you care, that you're not okay with it, cause some fucking backlash. Like, I don't usually say that, but these guys need to feel some fucking backlash, so give them some. That's kind of the bottom line. That's where I'm coming from with it, is they need to feel consequences to their actions, so make sure they do. But those are my opinions on it. If you agreed with me, you can let me know in the comments down below. If you disagreed with me, let me know why. Let me know what your thoughts are on the whole thing. Also, make sure to, do all of the liking and the sharing and the subscribing and the following and all of that stuff. Check out all the links below to my social media and all that shit. In the meantime, I've been UnhingedGaming, and I will see you next time.